football. As you take a look at the series note, the highest ranked team, Kansas State, to play at TCU since 1970.
That was Texas, if I'm not mistaken, who came in here and really laid a whooping on TCU that night in 1970. I don't expect that to occur the same way.
Wind could be a factor in this game. 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts at kickoff time.
Talking to Gary Patterson in pregame, Gus, and he said that he's never seen the wind gust like this here, ever, at Amon G. Carter Stadium. So we'll see how the wind affects him throughout the evening.
Jaden Oberchrome will send it away for TCU. The dangerous Tyler Lockett and Tremaine Thompson back deep. And the wind already a factor, blowing the football off the tee. Oberchrome. And we're underway from Fort Worth. This one out of the end zone. And Kansas State will start at their own 25. And that brings us to this evening's Taco Bell Impact Player.
Chris Harper may not be the leading receiver for Kansas State, but he's a former quarterback, and his eyes as a receiver helped his quarterback Colin Klein. Arthur Brown, one of the best linebackers in the country, and Alan Chapman was the National Defensive Player of the Week with 3 interceptions last week. Josh Boyce is a game breaker at wide receiver. Devontae Fields having one of the best freshman seasons of anyone, and Jason Verrett has really stepped up his game at the corner.
First down and 10 to the 25 for Klein. And the Kansas State offense, Colin Klein, 20-4 as a starter. And they hand it off to Hubert. And a Waco wonder, spinning, goes down. And Colin Klein, last week against Oklahoma State, before leaving the game in the third quarter with an unspecified injury, was 16 of 22, 245, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and he rushed 17 times for 64 yards and a touchdown.
What you want to see this evening is how does it affect him with his physicality. Colin Klein is a bruising type runner. Will this injury take him out of doing that, or will he be the same Colin Klein we've seen all season long?
Second down and 7 at the 28. Klein to throw underneath, and it is caught. Beautiful throw and a nice catch as Curry Sexton cradles the football, the sophomore from Abilene, Kansas.
And then cradled his arm going off the field. Hopefully he'll be all right. Came down on it after making the catch. Really laid out to secure that one for Kansas State.
Gain of 8 on the play and a first down for K-State on their opening drive. From the 36. Klein hands it off. Hubert spins out of trouble and gets up to the 40. Picks up 4 yards on the play. Jason Verrett with the tackle from his quarterback position.
Verrett leads the Big 12 in interceptions and passes broken up, but shows the willingness to come up at the corner position to be a tackler. If you're going to play for Gary Patterson's defense, Dick Bumpus, the defensive coordinator, you have to be an all-around player. You can't just simply be one of those lockdown corners who covers people. You have to be able to tackle.
Second down and 6 at the 40. Wilson and Hubert in the backfield. Klein calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun. Here's Klein to throw it. And intercepted! Devontae Fields laid out, pulls it down, and we've got the first turnover of the game here in Fort Worth.
Devontae Fields, known as a rush defensive end. Watch this, this is his own blitz. He's going to drop off into coverage and now becomes an outside linebacker. Look at it, running to the spot, finds it, and watch him turn inside, play the football. A huge play early for TCU and shows the versatility of the freshman. Now look at him, put his arms underneath it and cradle it to his body before it hits the ground.
Only the 3rd interception of the season for Klein, the 5th turnover of the season for K-State. And the Horned Frogs are in business.
And we might have a penalty for too many people in the illegal substitution right out of the gate for TCU.
Illegal substitution, offense. TCU goes to huddle with 12 from the sideline.
All right, let's go to Aaron Andrews in Los Angeles for a game break.
Huge play here, Gus. Alabama, Texas A&M, A.J. McCarron with his second interception of the day. That was at 4th and goal. They were on the 2-yard line. Texas A&M has the ball here. We'll keep you updated.
Wow, Texas A&M doing a terrific job. Boykin throws on the run, and it's caught by his tight end, Griffin Gilbert. And Gilbert will pick up 5 yards on the play. So, Trevon Boykin, 6'2", 215, redshirt freshman from Mesquite, Texas.
So versatile that they had actually moved him to running back during the middle of the season because they had some guys dinged up, had to bring him back to the quarterback position. But this was always where they wanted to play him. A true dual threat guy. Watch him today and see if he uses his legs to pick up key first downs and key yardage to keep drives alive.
Last week, 12 of 29 against West Virginia for 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in their double overtime win. Now, Matthew Tucker, the senior from Tyler, Texas, stopped by Randall Evans. And I think that they should just rename Tyler, Texas to Earl Campbell, Texas.
I think there's been a movement afoot for that a long time, and it won't take long to get that petition filled with names to get it done. Now remember, on the season, as you mentioned earlier, Gus, that's just the 5th turnover by Kansas State. So far this year, no one has scored after a turnover by Kansas State.
3rd down and 2, Boykin running, and Boykin brought down Arthur Brown Jr. And if Colin Klein is Optimus, Arthur Brown Jr. is Bumblebee.
And we look here, 5 turnovers on the year. Now no points out, no points scored against Kansas State's defense, and that holds true again as TCU has to punt after the Bumblebee. Uses his eyes, sees the play, and uses his suddenness to get there and put the ball carrier on his back.
Ethan Perry will punt it away, standing at his own 43. Tyler Lockett, Jermaine Thompson back deep. Perry with the Darren Bennett end-over-end punt. And fair caught at the 10-yard line by Lockett. A 32-yard punt. So after coming up empty on his opening drive, Colin Klein back on the field to lead the Kansas State offense. We'd like to welcome our men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching our broadcast in 175 countries and ships on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do. And what a day it is in college football. Alabama, #1 team in the nation, going down at home to Texas A&M. Now the #2 team in the nation, Kansas State, has an opportunity to leapfrog. Here's Colin Klein going for Harper. Got it! Harper still running. Down at the 27. The people's champ, Chris Harper, with the gain of 62. Kevin White with the saving tackle.
And really, this play was designed for the big shot for both. You see Lockett with a stop-and-go move on Barrett. He could have had him, but he takes Harper to the other side as he turns around Kevin White and is wide open. And look at him stretch up, secure it, and then it's the run after the catch, dragging 2 Horned Frogs with him for additional yardage.
1st down and 10, 2nd drive of the game for Kansas State. At the TCU 27. Klein hands it off to Hubert, dancing, and Hubert dragged down from behind by guess who? Devontae Fields, the talented freshman.
You know it's slightly interesting early, Gus?
What is that?
I know it's early, but Colin Klein has not carried the football yet.
He has not.
Now, we talked about the injury. Will Bill Snyder have to protect him a little tonight, or will we see the normal physicality? Because right now we're going to see the Wildcat. Colin Klein out wide.
Klein will line up as a wide receiver at the top of your screen. Wildcat. Pease will handle the football, and Pease running it straight ahead. Now bounces it outside. He's on the edge. Angelo Pease out of bounds inside the 20. Now let's quickly go to Aaron Andrews in Los Angeles.
Well, guys, this is the way it ended in T-Town. 4th down, Bama without any timeouts. They jump off sides. That gives A&M the 1st down, and Aggies would go on to take a knee, and that's the way it ended. The Aggies pull off the upset, 29-24 over the #1 team in the nation.
Thank you very much, Aaron. 3rd down and 3 now for Kansas State at the TCU 20-yard line. Klein, his first run of the night. Colin Klein breaks the tackle. Colin Klein down at the 5.
I think we have our answer about if they're going to protect Colin Klein running the football, because you don't run a power run. Watch Hubert, 33, come across and lead. Gets good blocking up front, and look how he sifts his way through the traffic. Allows the blocks to happen, finds his way, picks his way, block, block. Now he takes off and goes upfield. They're not worried about his injury tonight.
1st down and goal at the 7. And the reason we haven't told you what the injury was, folks, is because we don't know either. Nobody does. Here's Klein running straight ahead. Bill Snyder, we talked to him on the conference call this week. He would not identify what the injury was, but there's speculation out there.
And it's not only because it was Colin Klein. He doesn't do that for any injury situation, as many coaches across the country are adopting. Some people were speculating it was a hand injury. They showed that when he got hurt against Oklahoma State. Later on, they took his helmet, which often signifies that it's a head injury. But no one knows. Bill Snyder's not going to tell us. Colin Klein is healthy and is ready to go tonight. Already impressive.
2nd down and goal at the 7-yard line. Klein in the shotgun with Hubert. Here's Klein to throw it. Now he runs it with space. Colin Klein, touchdown K-State. I guess he's okay.
If there's anything lingering, the first couple of runs kind of did it for us. This should cement it, and we don't need to talk about it anymore. What he's going to do is going to be a quarterback draw. Fake the pass, but look at Hubert leading. See 33? That told me that that was a design play. Fake pass, quarterback draw with the running back leading up into the hole. The running back, it was so wide open, he didn't have to block anyone.
So Anthony Cantelli comes in to attempt the extra point. 8:17 to play in the 1st quarter. K-State goes up 7-zip. Colin Klein, Heisman candidate. Rugged style. Effective early here in Fort Worth.
Oregon State, a tough one at Stanford. Not altogether surprising. They're ranked number 11, but on the road with Stanford, you knew that was going to be a difficult game for the Beavers.
Do you think the Kansas State sideline knows that Alabama lost?
They do, but everyone's being very careful not to make sure Coach Bill Snyder doesn't know that they know.
Sky Dawson, and a flag on the return as Dawson gets close to the 20.
That's too good of information for someone to sit on, Gus. That leaks out quickly. And they know at Cal also, because Oregon is playing there.
So Colin Klein.
Holding, receiving team, number 43. Half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10.
That's Cliff Murphy called for holding. And how about Colin Klein on the drive, 6 plays, 89 yards. Klein was 1 for 1 passing for 62 yards, 3 carries, 20 yards rushing, 82 total yards on an 89-yard drive. Talk about how important he is to his team.
And how he answers after throwing the interception. The very first play, backed up around their own 10-yard line. He goes back and throws the deep pass to Chris Harper.
1st down and 10. At the 10. Here's the handoff. And it's Tucker with running room. Tucker crossing the 15. He'll gain 6 on the play. Jarrell Childs with the tackle.
We will probably see multiple running backs for TCU tonight. Matthew Tucker, number 23, B.J. Catalan, a true freshman, Andre Dean, number 30, and in short yardage, Ladarius Sanders, number 39. Someone has to step up and carry the load tonight for TCU and be the back that can help move the chains and control the football against Kansas State.
2nd and 4 at the 16. Here's Tucker again. And Tucker close to the 1st down. He has it. Matthew Tucker stopped by Meshach Williams. And he gains about 5 on the play.
Those are back-to-back good runs, but you know what else? It's back-to-back nice job of handling the line of scrimmage by TCU's offensive line. To give the back an opportunity to hit it straight ahead, right up into the traffic, and move the chains for a first down.
Now B.J. Catalan, a freshman from Houston, enters the game at tailback, number 23 for TCU. First down at the 21. Boykin to throw. Steps up in the pocket with running room. Boykin trips up at the 24-yard line by Childs after a 3-yard gain.
And you can see young quarterback on that play, because I think the TCU offensive staff has instructed him to the nth degree tonight. On a pass play, take your read. If there's pressure and you can step up and run, let's go. They don't want him hanging around back there where a big play can happen. A backside hit from Kansas State knocks the ball free. Gary Patterson wants him to use his legs, get up into the secondary, and get all he can.
Brings up second down and 7 at the 24. Tucker back in. He's the pistol back. Boykin rolling out. Now tucks it and runs. And Boykin crosses the 25, gets up to the 27, takes a hard hit from Arthur Brown Jr. and Adam Davis. And he gains 3. Arthur Brown leading this team in tackles. The Miami transfer. Wanted to come back and play closer to home in Wichita.
You see his eyes. Those eyes watch the quarterback where he thinks the ball is going to go, and he just takes off and arrives there often.
Third down and 4. Boykin underneath, incomplete. He had a receiver as Brandon Carter couldn't hold on to the football, maybe anticipating contact. So TCU coming up empty on their first 2 drives of the ball game.
I'm not sure he could pick out the number, but I think he saw the flash of white coming at him in terms of the jersey. Jared Milo, number 23, that's who you were talking about, Gus, showed up on the play, and I think he took Brandon Carter's concentration away from the football.
So Ethan Perry will punt it away from the 13. Lockett and Thompson back deep. And this will be Thompson. He gets to the 30 with a lane. Tremaine Thompson all the way up to the 41. A 46-yard punt and a 32-yard return. Ethan Perry, the punter, had to make the tackle. So Kansas State up 7-0 with great field position. The UPS Team Performance Index is a statistical measure that looks at the efficiency of a team's offense, defense, special teams, and miscues to define their competitive advantage. Check out this week's rankings to see that Kansas State is at the top of the UPS Team Performance Index. A look at the logistics behind a winning team.
And Alabama obviously took a hit to their index today, the biggest one being the loss on their ledger.
And you mentioned during the timeout that Bill Snyder has his team playing like a machine. And not just on offense and defense, but special teams as well.
And what?
But the power is back up. Will resume play.
Power issue that was quickly corrected.
Thank goodness. But you know, when you look at them, the only thing that let what lets you know they're human, they've had 2 breakdowns in kickoff coverage that resulted in touchdowns. One last week against Oklahoma State, once against West Virginia. Other than that, they've been clean all year long.
First down and 10 at the TCU 41 for Kansas State. Angelo Pease in the backfield. Here's Klein on the play fake. Steps up, in trouble. Klein trying to get outside and dump it off, and incomplete. Great pressure by the TCU defense. Colin Klein, 4,000-yard passing, 2,000-yard rushing. Not very many men have done it in Big 12 play.
And look at that list, though. Eric Croucher works for us here at Fox, won a Heisman Trophy. Robert Griffin III won a Heisman Trophy. L. Roberson, a Kansas State quarterback under Bill Snyder, got it done also. And Brad Smith, I'm not sure anyone could run quite like Brad Smith could when he was in Missouri.
Vince Young won a Heisman Trophy as well in Texas. 2nd and 10 at the 41. Here's Klein running the option. He keeps it, hops through the hole, and goes down at the 35.
That was the year they won the national championship. Reggie Bush got the Heisman that was later taken away. Many people in Texas still believe, one, Vince should have won the Heisman, and two, why don't you just crate it up and send it to Austin now?
You know what? Available. You know, I stand corrected. I felt they should have gave that Heisman Trophy to Vince Young after all of the stuff that happened at USC.
Hey, if they had voted after the national championship game, he would have won in a landslide.
3rd down and 5 at the 36. Here's Klein to throw it. Klein underneath and caught at the 25-yard line. And this is Tremaine Thompson.
Look at the protection he's getting. Colin Klein, look at the guys in front. Number 73 there was Tavon Rooks, who didn't give ground, let Colin Klein stay clean in the pocket, step into his throw and complete the pass. Cornelius Lucas, 78, the left tackle, keeping him protected very well in the early going.
1st down and 10 at the 25 for Klein and the Wildcats. Pease and Wilson in the backfield. Now Klein on the quarterback keeper, slicing through the TCU defense and knocked down hard inside the 20.
You and I were just talking a minute ago about how machine-like this Kansas State team has been playing. They make a mistake, they bounce right back, they jump on things. You know what else they are? They're home wreckers.
Yes, they are.
They do not mind going to your place and tossing your furniture around and rearranging your living room in a hurry. Right? They've gone on the road and won at Iowa State. They've won at Oklahoma. They've won at West Virginia. They're trying to win at TCU.
2nd down and 4 at the 19. Klein over the middle and broken up. Tannehill, the intended receiver.
Watch the rush in Colin Klein's face, because now he has the double clutch on the pass. James McFarland, see the jump 40? He jumped there. Now he's got to pull it down. Double clutch, throws it behind Tannehill, allows Elijah Olabode, number 6, to get involved with the play.
Makes it 3rd down and 4 at the 19. Kansas State 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. And this will go against the Wildcats.
False start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And one reason this Kansas State team is so good, Charles Davis, is because they don't turn it over and they don't beat themselves.
Only the 32nd penalty this year. I mean, tied with the Bues in the FBS with Navy going into this game. Tavon Rooks, the right tackle, got in motion a little bit early. Look out for the defensive ends now. See if they can get involved for TCU.
3rd down and 9 at the 24. Here's Klein with time over the middle and broken out. On the board again. Reaching around and making a play.
And give him all the credit, because the pocket was set. It allowed Klein to step forward, and Elisha Olabode, number 6, makes the play on the football. A former cornerback shows off his coverage skills. 2 pass breakups on this drive.
Anthony Cantelli, a Lou Groza Award semifinalist, in to attempt a 41-yarder. Perfect. 2:59 to play in the first quarter. Kansas State taking a 10-0 lead, and we'll see if this TCU offense, led by this man, can figure out a way to put here the Frog in Fort Worth, Texas, home to the TCU Horned Frogs. But Kansas State now out to a 10-0 lead. 126 yards in total offense already for K-State, only 30 for TCU. Cantelli sends it away. And it's Sky Dawson from the 10. Dawson with a lane. Dawson still running, gets up to the 35, make it the 36-yard line, a 26-yard return. Next week, Fox College Saturday begins with a Pac-12 showdown as either the 19th-ranked USC Trojans take on the 18th-ranked UCLA Bruins, or the 14th-ranked Stanford Cardinal battle the 3rd-ranked Oregon Ducks. Then the 12th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners square off with West Virginia. Coverage of Fox College Football presented by Reese's begins next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. Oklahoma against Baylor today. West Virginia falling in Stillwater to Oklahoma State. First down and 10 at the 36. Boykin, and he delivers to his tight end, Corey Fuller. And Fuller wrapped up by Jared Milo after a 7-yard gain.
And in college football 2012, that last defensive possession goes down as a win for TCU. Just giving up a field goal, because that keeps you in ball games instead of giving up touchdowns. And then you come right back, good kickoff return for good field position. Give your young quarterback, Boykin, an easy throw on first down, making it 2nd and 3, opens up your playbook.
From the 43-yard line, Catalan enters the game in the backfield, and they give it to it, and he has a huge lane and picks up the first down. So TCU has been able to move the football, but they haven't moved it in a timely fashion, meaning when they need a first down on 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2, they haven't been able to get it.
And all season long, 3rd down, they've been 37%. But on defense, this is where it gets you. Kansas State only gives up 39% on defense. So when you're looking at it with these percentages, obviously tonight for TCU, they've got to bump that up closer to 50% to keep the ball moving and possess it and keep it away from Colin Klein and the Kansas State offense.
First down and 10 at the 49. Boykin rolling out of the pocket. And Boykin throws on the run, and he has his man at the 45. Boy, he threw a dart on that pass to Josh Boyce. Forced it into a keyhole, and that will be a 7-yard pickup for the Horned Frogs.
And that's going to be another challenge tonight for Trevon Boykin, is accuracy. Because passes downfield against Kansas State are usually contested. Very few times do you get it downfield and a player is wide open. Swing passes, get it to him quickly is fine, but when you push it downfield, as soon as you catch it, expect someone to be in the vicinity.
2nd down and 3 at the 44. Matthew Tucker in the backfield. Here's Boykin. Trevon. A 15-yard gain on 2nd and 3. John Shua makes the stop.
What was beautiful about this run for Boykin is how definite he was. Sees the gap and just gets right to it. No dancing, no juking. Sees the hole straight up field. And then makes a nice spin move to pick up additional yardage.
You know who that looked like? The guy on the other sideline.
A little John Hubert.
No Colin Klein, but he's running the ball.
I went with the spin move with Hubert. But Klein, you're right. Understanding, seeing the hole, boom. Go right now when you have an opening.
First down and 10. Boykin to throw, drops it off, and that ball a little low for Gilbert. So that makes it 2nd down and long, and now Boykin hurt. Boykin on the sideline.
He may have gotten hurt on the run and managed to stay in for another play. Yeah, see, he throws the ball. He might have landed on his shoulder, and then the residual kicked in. Now you get Matt Brown into the game at quarterback.
Sophomore from Allen, Texas. 2nd down and 10 at the 29, and he'll run it. As Boyd comes up with the tackle. So far on the season, Matt Brown is 3 for 4. 389 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He's carried it 3 times for 12 yards. 89 yards, excuse me, 3 for 4, 89 yards. And Boykin being looked at, and that'll take us to the end of the quarter. The big story, the TCU quarterback injured. Colin Klein looks as healthy as he can be. Between TCU and the 2nd-ranked Kansas State Wildcats. The story here, Trevon Boykin, the starting quarterback for TCU, injured, and now into the game, Matt Brown, facing a 3rd down and 9 at the K-State 28. Here's Brown, little high and incomplete. And he had pressure. Catalan, the intended receiver. And this is during the break as the staff looked at Boykin.
When he got hurt, the first thing he grabbed was up towards his shoulder. So looking at the entire right arm, you see the hit that came on his right shoulder initially and then finished off the run. Stayed in the game for one more throw, and that's when he showed that he was in pain.
So Jaden Oberchrome comes in to attempt a 45-yarder. He was 1 of 2 last week. And he pushed it wide. .14:50 to play, second quarter. Kansas State still up 10-zip. Sports.
Simply, not for me. I'm going to give it a shot, but not for me.
I'm trying.
It's not pretty.
First down and 10. Here's the reverse. And it's Tyler Lockett with huge space. Olabo pushes him out of bounds. But for Gary Patterson, his team has some kicker issues right now. Oberchrome is 15 of 20 on the season, but now just 1 of his last 5 after missing the 45-yarder.
And in a game like this, when you need points on every opportunity against Kansas State, crucial that your field goal kicker is accurate.
First down and 10 to the 45. And the delayed handoff to Hubert. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. So Kansas State, after the interception on their first drive, they've scored a touchdown and a field goal.
And yesterday, you asked Gary Patterson, Gus, in our meeting with him, how do you make Kansas State play left-handed, so to speak, play against what they normally do? And he said you have to win first down. You got to give them a second and long, third and long. On the first play of the drive, they lost first down in a big way. Here they won it. Can this be the time they start to have an effect against Kansas State?
Second down and 9. Klein. And he's dropped at the 40. What a job by Devontae Fields. This kid is a ball player.
Watch how he just reads this play, okay? Fields standing up, reads it, realizes that there's no handoff with Hubert at the mesh point between quarterback and running back, sees it the whole way, stays right in there and puts Klein on the ground. Now you have that opportunity on third down. You've earned the right to rush the passer.
3rd and 15 at the 40. They need to go to the TCU 45 for a first down. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Here's Klein, under pressure, steps up with all sorts of running room, dives forward, but will be short. Colin Klein up to the 47, and Kansas State will punt for the first time.
And that's a big-time win for the TCU defense. They did what the game plan called for. Win first down, get them into second and long. They turned it into third and longer, and then covered up the receivers, forced Klein out of the pocket, and put him down, forcing the punt. Nice series for the TCU defense. Deontay
Gray back deep as Ryan Dorr sends it away, and this is a beauty. And into the end zone. A 54-yard punt. But TCU gets off the field on third down. Colin Klein running into Devontae Fields. Hello. 10-0. Kansas State with the lead, but a great defensive stand for TCU gives the Horned Frogs the ball at their own 20-yard line. Matt Brown remains in the game for Trevon Boykin. Brown handing it off, and there's some running room for Matthew Tucker. So quarterback, the position has been a big issue for TCU from the beginning of this season.
We see in the total yards, Kansas State with a big strike from Colin Klein gives them the advantage. But you go back to going back to what you said, Gus. Casey Paul Hall, who is a big-time player for them, their starter, their leader, he gets suspended. Well, Matt Brown had been moved to wide receiver for a while, had to bring him back. Trevon Boykin was practicing that very week to be a running back, had to move back into the quarterback position. A domino effect from the suspension.
Brown will run it On 2nd and 4, maybe a yard on the play, as John Sewell was there defensively. And look at what the quarterbacks have done this season.
See how they got off to the nice start with Paul Hall before they got into the meat of the Big 12 conference. His suspension occurred late in the week as they were getting ready for a game. And that's when Boykin had to come in and play.
3rd down and 2 at the 28-yard line.
And that was against Iowa State. He threw 3 interceptions in his debut.
Brown to the sideline. Caught, 1st down, TCU. Josh Boyce gets out of bounds. Nice route. He gains 15 on the play, and that should be a confidence builder for Matt Brown.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And now that Matt Brown's in the game and has the football, he's got to start finding guys like Josh Boyce, number 82, Cam White, 88, Sky Dawson, 11, Ladarius Brown, 85, and Brandon Carter, 3. Those are the wide receivers for TCU. If they can get them out into space, into some one-on-one plays, trying to make the first guy miss, giving them a chance to pick up big chunks of yardage.
1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line. Brown on the move and incomplete. That one thrown a little bit low. Ladarius Brown, the intended receiver. Coaches always tell you, regardless of where you are in the depth chart, stay ready. Here's a perfect example.
And for most players, they nod their heads when they hear that from a coach. I got you, coach, I got you. But very few actually do that. Very few practice as if they are one play away from being on the field. We'll find out tonight if Matt Brown has been able to do that.
2nd down and 10. Brown hands it off. Catalog makes something out of nothing. He'll pick up 5. Let's go downstairs where Julie Alexandria is standing by.
Thanks, guys. Well, TCU having a little issue with some injuries. Not only is their quarterback Boykin out, he left the field a little bit earlier, but number 11 wide receiver Sky Dawson also out as well with an apparent lower back injury. He's being worked on by trainers. He's here on the sidelines. Not sure whether or not he's going to go back in. Guys?
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. 3rd down and 5 at the 47. Empty backfield for Matt Brown. Here's Brown, steps up in the pocket, dancing, gets outside, and tripped up before he could really turn the corner by Jarrell Childs. Sky Dawson on the sideline.
He represents pure speed when he's on the field. A 3-time Mountain West Conference track and field champion and All-American, ran a 6.69 60-yard indoors to win their championship when TCU was still in that conference, and has been clocked at 10.29 in the 100 meters. It's a big loss because he can truly stretch the field.
Horned Frog send it away. Tremaine Thompson over to the sideline, loses his footing, and he will be downed at the 6-yard line. Nicely done by Gamble. So Colin Klein back on the field after this. Good sign for TCU moments ago. Trevon Boykin jogged back onto the field. Remember, he left the game holding his shoulder after a 15-yard run. 1st down and 10 at the 7 for Colin Klein at K-State. Klein to run it. And Klein, not a lot of room on the right side. This time, TCU closing down again. Mapunga with the tackle.
And now this is another opportunity for TCU to build on the last defensive stand. And they put a second one together and hold this field position to help out their offense, which has been struggling this evening against Kansas State's defense.
2nd down and 10 at the 7. No gain on the last play. The handoff, and it's Pease. And Pease diving forward. Chris Hackett with the tackle. He's close to a 1st down. And he has it.
Offensive coaches of Kansas State, Bill Snyder, of course, the head of all of that. But Del Miller and Dana Dimmel, the co-offensive coordinators, help out a great deal. They spread things out on 2nd and long to create a better running lane, and Angelo Pease found it for a first down.
From the 17, after the 10-yard pickup. Klein slings it out. This time it's Lockett, and Lockett breaks a tackle and gets all the way up to the 30. Tyler Lockett, nice running after the catch as Verrett and Carter combine to bring him down.
2 things on that last play. Number 1, that was a perfectly thrown football for that play. Stuck it right on the receiver with a chance to catch it. Moving forward, hits him right in the hands. Second thing, Tyler Lockett's ascension as a receiver, not just a return guy, has really added another dimension to the K-State offense.
Had a 100-yard return last week for a touchdown against Oklahoma State. First down and 10. Now Klein. The 32.5, maybe the 33. Kenny Kane defensively for TCU.
Early in the game, we were asking the question, would they have to do anything different with Colin Klein based on the unspecified injury from last week against Oklahoma State? Would they have to protect him in the run game? We got our answer early, second series when he ran the ball, and he's continued to run the football. There seem to be 0 restrictions on Colin Klein in the game this evening.
9 carries, 35 yards for Klein. He's averaging close to 4 yards per carry. 2nd and 7. Now Klein sprinting out of the pocket, shovel pass, and it's caught by Brandon Wilson. And Wilson will gain about 3 yards on the play.
Devontae Fields continues to impress me at defensive end. He almost had a hand in breaking up that shovel pass as it went inside. Got a hand on it. It was a nice catch by Wilson to keep that play alive.
TCU 2nd behind Florida State in FBS in 3 and outs per game, averaging 6. They don't have any tonight. 3rd down and 4. Klein, another shovel pass, and nothing. Great job by the TCU defense. This time it's Sam Carter.
Nice combined effort, because here's Carter 17, but watch the defensive end, Mapunga. Good combined effort of staying at home, holding your point of attack, holding the gaps inside. Right there, Carter with the play. Sees it, makes it.
So Kansas State will punt it once again. High, spiraling punt, and it's fair caught at the 15. So the question is, will this young man, Boykin, come back in nursing a shoulder injury?
From the bottom of the man.
4:57 to play in the second quarter. K-State with a 10-0 lead over TCU. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. TCU won the national championship in '38. That was also the year of their only Heisman Trophy winner. Who was that?
I actually know that one.
I know you know that.
That
you know
one,
all of them. You know all of them.
No, that duck stumped me a few times now.
First down and 10 at the 15. And the handoff straight ahead. Catalan. Ishaq Williams there. And our Julie Alexandria has an update on Trevon Boykin.
Hey guys, Boykin did leave the field. He got an x-ray. They've been testing the range of motion. Looks like he's going in. He's on the field right now in full pads.
All right, thank you very much. And the fans here showed their appreciation for the courage of Trevon Boykin as he returns. Second down and 10 at the 15. Boykin will throw it. And that one deflected, incomplete. Adam Davis got 2 hands on the football.
And Jared Anderson, the offensive coordinator, wasted no time in checking to see if Trevon Boykin's shoulder will hold up in the passing game. They weren't happy about the result with Adam Davis spiking it back at him. But what you're pleased with is he came back to the huddle, didn't grab his shoulder, showed no pain. So that's a good sign for TCU. But Adam Davis doesn't get enough credit at defensive end. A skillful pass rusher, plays the run very well, and does one of the better jobs in the country of running to the football from his defensive end position and forcing fumbles.
3rd down and 10 at the 15. They need to go to the 25 for a first down. Boykin sprints out of the pocket. And incomplete.
And that one he grabbed his shoulder. But sometimes that happens on an incomplete pass. From my experience, when I got beaten pass coverage,
you always grabbed your shoulder.
You grab your hamstring. You limp a little. You don't want people to think that it was all your fault. There had to be an extenuating circumstance of why it didn't happen. That time he bounces the pass, touches his shoulder a little bit to tell everybody in the crowd, hey, I got a little bit of a ding shoulder. Bottom line, though, they have to punt from deep in their own territory.
Tyler Lockett back deep. Comes up and makes the catch at midfield. 4:04 to go. K-State will play with the short field. Let's answer the question for you. TCU won the national championship in 1938. That was also the year of their only Heisman Trophy winner. And who was that? Davey O'Brien.
One of the retired numbers here at TCU. I believe that's his number 8. Slinging Sammy Ball, 45. Jim Swink, 23. Hope I'm not missing or slighting anyone. Probably Bob Lilly, I believe 72 here at TCU, one of the all-time greats.
As well as LaDainian Tomlinson.
Number 5.
Here's Klein. Steps up in the pocket. Klein in trouble. Klein goes down again. Mapunga comes back to get him.
Another win on offense. Watch to the right of the screen here. Mapunga sees the play, gets past Braden Wilson, number 37, and look at the pursuit. He's been battling an injured foot, missed a couple of games. This is as close to being 100% healthy as he has been in a few weeks.
2nd down and 13 after the 3-yard loss. At their own 47, Klein. And incomplete. John Hubert, the intended receiver. You have to tip your cap to the way this TCU defense is playing right now.
They are giving their team an opportunity to stay in this game. And I think the effect of the coverages that Gary Patterson and Dick Bumpus, the defensive coordinator, are mixing and matching right now are starting to help their defensive front. Colin Klein doesn't have anywhere to go with the ball initially. They're making him hold it. That allows the defensive line to put some pressure in his face.
TCU looking for their first 3 and out of the evening. 3rd and 13 at the 47. Klein. Scrambling. Klein. Oh, they track him down at the 35. Woo! Chucky Hunter. This front 7 of TCU came to play tonight.
Watch why the defensive line has an opportunity. Look at the coverage. Where do you go with the football? They made him hold it a little bit longer. Almost bracket coverage on the backside against the receivers. That allowed Chucky Hunter in the defensive front to haul down Colin Klein.
Deontay Gray will get a good shot at the 20. Dorr booms this one. And it's muffed. Kansas State has a football. Flag on the play. Ryan Dorr unleashed a rocket. 55 yards. Maybe the best punter we've seen in the last couple of seasons.
He has had such an effect on games with his team. What, he put up 2 inside the 10 against Oklahoma. A good number of those against Iowa State. We've watched him over 2 years really be an excellent punter.
Illegal block in the back. Number 23 on the receiving team. The penalties decline. The result of the play is a first down for Kansas State.
And look at that. When you field the ball, they always tell you to play it like a center fielder. They want you deep enough to come forward and catch the football as a return specialist. When you have to retreat and try and catch it over your head, that's what ends up happening. Mistakes are made. Kansas State with a golden opportunity.
So the Wildcats have the football at the TCU 5. 1st and goal. The handoff, Hubert, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Marcus Mallett, the sophomore from Cleveland, Texas, with the stop.
And now what you're asking your TCU defense, which we just talked about a minute ago, that's been battling so valiantly, what you're asking for them right now is field goal attempt. You're asking for, hey, if we give up 3 here, you see Gary Patterson on the sideline, that was Dick Bumpus, his D coordinator next to him. If they give up 3 here, they will be extremely happy to get away from that disaster.
2nd and goal at the 7. They blew that play up as well. Terrell Lathan.
Another one of the true freshmen. Take a look here. Lathan just gets right past Cody Whitehair, number 55. Beats him at the point of attack and is in the backfield as Hubert takes the handoff. 16 true freshmen playing so far this year for TCU. Lathan, one of them.
3rd down and goal at the 11. Klein in the shotgun. Klein to throw it. Looking. Dumps it off. Hubert. And Hubert down at the 2. Sam Carter with the tackle, and here comes the field goal unit for K-State.
And how about that defense for TCU? Made Colin Klein hold the ball longer again. Receivers weren't open on the initial cuts and routes. Made him dump it short on the check down. And then did you see how they rallied to the football? 3 hats there, 3 Horned Frogs to put down Hubert and force the field goal attempt.
So Cantelli into attempt a 20-yarder. He's been good from 41 tonight. And Kansas State calls a timeout. 32 seconds remaining in the first half. 10-zip. Points off turnovers, and they've yielded 0.
Remember, there was a turnover early in this game. Colin Klein threw the interception to Devontae Fields, and Kansas State shut that down. Now, after a timeout, if you're TCU, you got to be very leery about the idea of a fake. You would happily let them kick the football. You don't want them to fake it and get into the end zone.
They get it down, up, and good. Cantelli 2 for 2 on the evening. And the Wildcats take a 13-0 lead.
Linebacker. Gus, you remember him with a great career with the Kansas City Chiefs also. He's a college football All-American. And he's going to be a Hall of Fame member of the National Football Foundation. You know what else he is?
What?
Colin Klein's father-in-law.
That's right. Klein married this year. Now it's Carter from the goal line. And Carter with the running room. Gets to the 30. Whoa! Brandon Carter goes Ronaldo Nehemiah on us.
And look at Skeets get into the air over Cantelli's attempted tackle before Zimmerman knocks him out of bounds. I talked with a TCU fan earlier this week, and he told me one thing. He said, Brandon Carter is good for 1 acrobatic move per game that you're going to take home and remember. Well, you talk about a scouting report that was accurate.
Trevon Boykin remains in the game at the 38. Now Boykin to the sideline as his receiver. Nicely done as they get out of bounds. Cam White. Don't forget, coming up at the half is the Pizza Hut halftime show. Aaron and the boys will cover all of the action. Alabama going down to A&M. Louisville going down at Syracuse. And Georgia looking to clinch the SEC East. 2nd down and 2 at the 46.
And if I'm Tom Hayes, the D coordinator of Kansas State, I'm not playing prevent. I'm still trying to cover these guys.
That ball deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Because TCU just simply wants to get downfield and get a shot at a field goal to give them a little something good going in at the buzzer. That would feel nice to them to put 3 on the board and go into the locker room. If I'm Kansas State, I'm going to make them earn it. I'm going to make sure Trevon Boykin can throw the football because they haven't thrown it downfield much tonight.
Justin Tuggle getting a hand on the ball for K-State. 3rd down and 2 at the 46. 13 seconds to go. Boykin. Underneath. Picked off. Zimmerman again. Zimmerman. Taken down at the 30. Ladarius Brown with the saving tackle. But Ty Zimmerman has been sensational this season.
That will be his 5th interception on the season. He had a string of 4 straight games with an interception. And right now, if you're Kansas State, run out the field goal unit, 4 seconds to go, and try and put points on the board as the clocks hit 0.
So Cantelli will attempt one from 48 yards away. He's perfect tonight, 2 of 2. And he shanks this one. End of the first half with the score. K-State, the #2 team in the nation, on top of TCU, 13-zip. Now we'll send you to the Pizza Hut halftime show. Here's Aaron Andrews.
Goes awry, it's only 13-0. And look at the forward game summary. Colin Klein, we were worried about his health coming in. He's played pretty well overall. TCU can't get their offense really moving. Kansas State's defense doing their usual stellar job of limiting people. And look at that, combined 67 total yards in the second quarter. Both defenses having a huge effect on this game.
TCU deferred at the beginning of the game, so they will receive the football to start the second half. Colin Klein gets loose on the Kansas State sideline. Brandon Carter ready to return, and Trevon Boykin, after suffering a shoulder injury in the first half, he came back and he's looking forward to getting out there now. And this one out of the end zone, and they'll get it at the 25. Let's go downstairs to Julie Alexandria.
Hey guys, I just spoke to Coach Patterson to see what he was going to have to do so they could get up on the board here in the second half. He said, we're going to have to convert on third downs. We've got to limit the turnovers. And he said they have control of the ball first, so they got to make something happen. Also, another thing, guys, a factor major here. The wind has died down considerably. Hopefully that will help. Back to you.
All right, Julie, first down and 10 at the 25 for TCU. And a kid ran out on the field, folks.
He's supposed, you know what he is? He's the kid who's supposed to get the kicking tee. And he got out there, and the view was so good on the field that he didn't want to leave. So they had to go get him and the tee to get the second half started.
I think he wanted to play. Here's Boykin side-arming it to Fuller, and Fuller will pick up close to 8 yards.
And Julie's report about what Gary Patterson needs from his team, he said about converting on third down. I've got to add to that. Not that Gary needs my help coaching his team, obviously, but I think they've got to find a way to push the ball downfield a little bit more in the throwing game. And Julie's last note about the wind dying down gives them a better opportunity to do that, because the way Kansas State is snugging up the receivers, they've got to push them back a little bit and make them think they can throw it deeper.
And Tucker picks up the first down. But, you know, we talk a lot about Bill Snyder and what he's done at Kansas State, but I tell you what, Gary Patterson, 52 years old, in his 12th season here at TCU, is one of the great coaches in America. He's led the Horned Frogs to 5 conference championships, 4 in the Mountain West, and 1 in Conference USA, 7 bowl wins, including the 2010 Rose Bowl, a 21-19 win over Wisconsin. TCU finished that year 13-0 and #2 in the final AP poll. But this is a terrific football coach. First down and 10 at the 42. Here's the option. Tucker. And he'll pick up 3.
And in trying to move the ball against Kansas State, I'm going to go with a basketball analogy. When a team puts pressure on you and you have a team that can press you a little bit, Kansas State seems like a half-court defense. But what they do is they make it difficult for you to get the ball across the 50. All right, so let's say that's half court in basketball. And then you get it across there, you take a sigh of relief, and then you're like, hold it, I still have to run my offense in the half court. They make it difficult on you in numerous occasions to try and get the ball downfield. Tough to move it.
Second down and 7. Boykin, he's been very successful with that pass there, although Josh Boyce dropped it. And that'll bring up third down and 7. They're 1 of 7 on third down conversions this evening.
And that goes right back to when your quarterback is struggling, then everyone else has to find a way to pick him up. Wasn't the best thrown pass, we know that. But you're going to need to help out your quarterback a little, make some of the more difficult catches in order to try and keep the ball moving downfield.
3rd down, 7 at the 45. Boykin hands it off. Wow. Coming through like a bullet, Meshach Williams. Arthur Brown there as well.
And how about Meshach Williams? He ends up having both players wrapped up. Okay, so this is Williams working against Babaluje. Look at that. He had both of them. I mean, if you can't put 2 tackles in the stat sheet, you got to put 2 check marks in his grade sheet when they watch the film on Sunday.
Horned Frogs send it away. Tremaine Thompson will start inside the 15. Thompson weaving his way up. Thompson finally knocked out of bounds at the 42. A 44-yard punt and a 27-yard return. But the TCU defense has kept the Horned Frogs in this game. They've been all over Colin Klein. Let's see if they can continue right after this. This kid, Tremaine Thompson, has been wonderful on special teams. The Wildcats are 2nd in the nation behind Boston College in punt returns with an average of close to 25 yards per return, sparked by Tremaine Thompson, averaging 29 yards per return coming into this game. He has returned 33 and 27. Here's Klein throwing incomplete. He's returned 2 punts, 33 yards and 27 yards so far. And that's the other cornerstone of this team, their incredible ability to play special teams.
When you have good return teams, you win the battle of what we call hidden yardage. The yardage you won't really see on the stat sheets. Instead of the ball coming out to the 20 because it goes in the end zone, you bring it out to the 35. I mean to the 25, I should say. You bring it out to 35, you add 10 yards. On a punt return, you get a couple extra first downs on a punt return. Help your field position, help your offense with shorter drives.
2nd down and 10 at the 42. Here's Klein. Over the middle, caught by Tremaine Thompson. And Thompson crosses midfield, close to a 1st down. And he's about a half yard short. Kenny Kane and Derek Kindred combining on the tackle.
And when TCU gets the ball back on offense, their receivers need to take a page from Kansas State's guys. Because when the quarterback is inaccurate, your athleticism must increase as a receiver to catch the football. Kansas State's receivers do that for Colin Klein.
3rd down and short. Wildcats need a yard. They're 0 for their last 5 on conversion. Harper in motion. Here's a handoff. Hubert. And 2nd effort may have gotten it for him. Looks like it has.
Now, what is this, the 4th time we've seen Kansas State?
Yes.
What do we normally see in that situation?
Him spinning.
Colin Klein sneaking, too.
That's right.
You know, a lot of times that's a sneak play for Colin Klein. He does it with patience sometimes. Sometimes he just burrows ahead. But that time they elect to move the ball from off the line of scrimmage and let Hubert pick it up behind Braden Wilson, number 37, the fullback.
So 1st down for Colin Klein at the TCU 47. And a timeout call by K-State. 11:17 to play 3rd quarter. Kansas State 13, TCU nothing. Welcome back, 13-0, and we've called, this is our 4th K-State game this season. I don't know about you, Charles, but I haven't seen a defense compete with them like this TCU defense is doing tonight all season.
They've really gummed up the works, for lack of a better term, because usually Kansas State finds a crack and is able to exploit it. Tonight, Colin Klein under constant pressure, trying to throw and run.
Klein. Oh, and he's sacked again for the 3rd time. Stanley Mapunga.
This is an example of the front working with the back, meaning the coverage, excellent, which allows Mapunga, number 90, feeling better after the injured foot, beats 2 blockers. Tavon Rooks, the offensive tackle, Brandon Wilson, one of the better blocking fullbacks in the country, beats them around the corner and knocks down Colin Klein. But again, the coverage downfield, these guys, tremendous.
Most sacks against K-State this season. 3. 2nd and 16 at the 47. Klein finds Hubert in the flats. Hubert spinning, juking, and Hubert finally taken down by Kenny Kane after 2-yard gain.
Even when you play zone defense, eventually it becomes man-to-man coverage. Look at this. See, number 12, Kevin White was pointing and saying, hey, do I have help inside? But he stays with him. Even zone, you eventually get to where you're covering man on someone. It's kind of like a matchup zone in college basketball. Get there, snug up to the receiver, take away the pass.
3rd down and 14. Colin Klein out of the shotgun. Rolls out of the pocket, steps up now. Klein wants to throw it. Oh, what a pass and catch, first down. Colin Klein, so patient, finally found Tyler Lockett for first down. On 3rd and 14, they get 15.
When Kansas State cuts their highlight reel for the year, cut this play out and put it under the heading, this is how you extend the life of a play. You talked about his patience. As we see Elijah Olabode on the ground for TCU getting attention. But how about him keeping his eyes downfield, knowing exactly where he was on the field, doesn't run out of real estate on the sideline, and finds a receiver downfield. Everything you talked about. Because right there, Mapunga's done a nice job. All right, he's got him, he thinks, corralled in the pocket. He steps up inside and then exits out. Pump fake. The third one, able to put it in there. Now watch Lockett in the middle, number 16. He sees his quarterback's in trouble. What's he trying to find? Open area. Dead grass, as many people call it. Presents, and Klein delivers.
1st down and 10 at the TCU 36 for K-State. Klein to run it. Klein trying to get outside. Great open field tackle at the 35-yard line. This time, it's Jeff Hooker. And I don't know if you've talked about it yet, Charles, but TCU, defensively, their formation is different from any of the other defenses that we've seen this year.
They run out of a base 4-2-5, and Gary Patterson's done that his whole career. What that means is 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. That's their base for just about everything. Sure, it'll change up occasionally, but those defensive backs allow you to get extra people into the box while still playing coverage in the secondary. In other words, heavy run teams, you'll face an extra defender or 2 closer to the line of scrimmage.
Klein to throw it. No, now he takes off with running room. Colin Klein down the sideline. Touchdown, K-State. He does it again, 34 yards.
And we talked about extra guys in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there, close to it. And this is why Colin Klein is called Optimus Klein and the front runner for the Heisman Trophy. He finds a gap, gets a nice block downfield from Tannehill, his tight end, and you don't think he's as fast as he is? Evidently, he has speed. Beats him to the pylon for the touchdown.
8:21 to go in the 3rd. Kansas State extending their lead 20-0. Colin Klein using his legs. And he hits pay dirt, his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Change. Kenyon Barner, we're still seeing him run, aren't we?
Yes.
I mean, when I close my eyes and think to myself, I'm not sure when he's been tackled. In the last game we saw 321 yards and 5 touchdowns.
That's right. As Colin Klein scores on the 34-yard run. 20-0. K-State. And TCU will start from the 25. So let's show you what's going on in the BCS top 10. And there's been some moving and grooving, folks. Major shakeups here.
Well, I'm sorry, you see the yellow there, huh, partner?
Yes.
Alabama losing 29-24 to Texas A&M. Many people wondered about that game. Alabama, the emotional win over LSU, A&M playing at a high level. And then you go down to number 9, Louisville at Syracuse. Louisville had been behind, I believe, in 6 of their games this year. And people were wondering, could they continue to hold on? Doug Marrone in Syracuse behind quarterback Ryan Nassib. A monster win. LSU up 3 on Mississippi State. And a lot of other games just getting underway or early in the action.
First down and 10 at the 25. Boykin to throw. Really puts something on this one. Nice throw and a great catch by Sky Dawson, who's back in. A 22-yard gain. And speaking of scores, let's go to EA. She's in the game.
How about Mississippi State? Got up to that great 7-0 start and got whacked the last 2 weeks with Alabama and then Texas A&M.
The previous play is under review.
So they're taking LSU to the limit this evening.
And I think what they're looking at is whether or not Sky went down to his knee after he caught the ball.
Dawson 11 running the route. Nice move inside. Catches the ball and knee was down towards the turf. I'd have to see it really with stop action. Let's see how far down it goes. Yeah. See right there? I think they're going to bring it back to the point where he caught the football and his knee went down.
But looking at the top 25, you have to really give a lot of credit to what's going on at Texas A&M this year. Remember last year when we had them, they would lead games and then relinquish the leads in the third and the fourth quarter.
They were a top 10 team in preseason. I believe they lost 4 or 5 games last year, second half, fourth quarter, with leads, double-digit leads. And that ended up changing the complexion of their program. Mike Sherman let go as the head coach. Kevin Sumlin has come in and done an outstanding job. We can talk Johnny football all we want, and he's been amazing. Johnny Manziel at quarterback, but Sumlin's been terrific.
After review, the runner's knee was down at the 42-yard line. First and 10 from the 42.
And Gus, when you have a quarterback who hasn't been as accurate as you need, Sky Dawson treated that pass almost like a shortstop in baseball. Remember when we were kids and they taught us, don't let that ground ball pass you. Get down on one knee and block it with your body. I felt like Sky Dawson was saying to his quarterback and to his team, I'm going to secure this catch first. Anything after that is gravy.
So first down for TCU. Here's a handoff. Catalan. And Catalan crosses the 45. Childs brings him down. He picks up about 5.
And they threw the ball downfield to Sky Dawson. I feel like that it would be an opportunity now, again, for TCU to think about pushing the ball downfield while there's still real estate. Because once you get towards red zone and Kansas State tightens up and you don't have as much room to operate, much more difficult to fit passes in to smaller windows.
Second down and 5 at the 47. Boykin in trouble, and Boykin wrapped up, flag on the play, but it's Childs once again getting into the backfield.
And they never even looked at the play fake. I mean, they just made a beeline for the quarterback.
Illegal shot block, number 23. The penalties declined, third down.
That's B.J. Catalan.
So Catalan's the running back, but watch Childs, 26, bottom of your screen. So there's the chop, and the reason because the offensive player was engaged at the time by an offensive lineman, a defensive player by an offensive lineman, so the second guy can't chop him down low. But Childs never respected the play fake and went right to the quarterback.
A loss of 18 yards. Third down and 23. Boykin. And he's sacked again, loses the ball. Kansas State. And TCU somehow manages to hold on. Adam Davis punched it out. Davion Collins recovered for TCU.
They are dangerous enough when it's all even, meaning 1st and 10, 2nd and 5. But you give them the full advantage, 3rd and 18, and off they go to the races, meet at the quarterback. Ryan Mueller tried to scoop it and score.
Horned Frogs punting out of their own end zone, and Ethan Perry off the side of his foot. And Kansas State will have the ball at the 18.
And that freshman, Ethan Perry, came into this game averaging 45.9 yards per punt. And they were talking about his poise and what a big foot he had. And in a tough situation here, one gets away from him and really backs up what has to be now, I think, a little bit of a tired defense for TCU. They've been on the field a lot tonight.
Ethan Perry, 7th in the nation and 2nd in the Big 12, averaging close to 46 yards per punt. He got 8 on that last attempt. 1st down and 10 of the 18. Pease.
Remember what Gary Patterson told us in our meeting about what you need to do to make it a game with Kansas State? You need to keep it within 7 going into the 4th quarter. Because otherwise, what do? They slow death you. Take care of the football, run it, bleed out the clock, play physical with you. Right now, obviously, Kansas State, TCU down 20. Kansas State with the ball in scoring territory.
2nd and 6. Klein gives it to Pease around the corner this time. And he's tackled at the 10-yard line. Kenny Kane.
For the amount of plays TCU's defense, I believe, has had to be on the field tonight, they've done yeoman's work. This score is not indicative to me of the work TCU has done all evening on the defensive side of the ball. It's hard to hold in there constantly when the field position goes against you.
3rd down and 2 at the 10. This is usually where Colin Klein elects to run the football. Klein to throw it in the end zone. Incomplete. On 3rd down and short, he went for Tremaine Thompson. But Kevin White was there defensively.
And Tremaine Thompson turned into a defensive back here. See how he made the play through Kevin White to make sure White could not intercept the football and keep the opportunity available for Kansas State to attempt a field goal. A good, sound, fundamental play that doesn't show up in the stats, but it'll be appreciated by the coaching staff.
Cantelli, 2 of 3, missed a 48-yarder. This from 27 yards away, and it's good. 23-zip, Kansas State leading here in Fort Worth, Texas. Back after this.
Saints don't want a piece of the Falcons in this one and try and end their perfect season. That rivalry is one of the hotter rivalries in the NFL that maybe a lot of people don't realize. A lot of fans go back and forth for that game. Hop on that quick shuttle down to New Orleans or up to Atlanta. It's a big one.
Smitty's got him going, though, in Atlanta.
Does he ever? Wow. And Matty Ice, someone's talking about he needs a new nickname.
No.
I think that nickname's apropos, and he's playing at that level. And all the Falcons are looking forward to now, obviously they'll never tell you this, they got to get to the playoffs and win some games to get that last monkey off their back.
This time it'll be Brandon Carter, and he lets it go out of the end zone. So let's take a look at the title game chase and the strength of schedules.
For Alabama, they have to figure out how far they're going to fall and see if they still have a chance to get back in this with some help now. Kansas State leading big here, as we know. Oregon goes to Cal tonight. They'll play that a little bit later. And Notre Dame ahead of Boston College 7-3. Notre Dame doesn't win any style points the way that they play. All right, they're going to win the game and get out of there, but they may not win the game where you go, wow. Oregon is a wow team. Kansas State tonight, they know what the deal is. Their goal is to finish this thing in style and give the voters something to think about.
Here's Carter. with the grab, gets across the 30. Now, you're a voter. How far does Alabama fall?
I think that after the night is over and we find out where the unbeatens are, they fall in the first slot after everyone who's still unbeaten. I don't think they fall any farther than that. So in other words, if Notre Dame wins, if Oregon wins, if Kansas State's able to close this out, to me they fall to 4. They'll be the top of the once beaten teams. I don't believe Georgia gets a chance to jump Alabama. I think most people will look at it and still think that Alabama is better than Georgia until proven different.
Tucker to the 38. Childs again with the tackle.
You know, Bama get the benefit of being a champion last year, being a team that's been the top of the heap all year long. They won't fall very far, but they won't get that one. Remember the year Florida State lost at Notre Dame in the game of the century and they only fell to 2? That's not going to happen. They'll fall farther than that.
So first down for TCU at their own 39. Tucker breaks it back, lowers his shoulder, and Tucker gets all the way up to the 43. Ty Zimmerman with the tackle as he throws himself under the chariot. Zimmerman has to be helped up.
Former quarterback himself, they can ill afford to lose Ty Zimmerman for any length of time because he coordinates everything in the secondary. Physical in the run game as a tackler, a real ball hawk in the secondary.
Picked up his 5th interception today. Take another look.
Watch him appear in the picture in the run game. He shows up. Arthur Brown misses. And there's Zimmerman in good position. Strikes through. The way they were looking at him when he first came out, I wonder if it's a leg injury. The way that it slid, the way his legs got splayed out a little bit, and maybe he wasn't able to get a solid base.
Zimmerman, all Big 12 in his first 2 seasons. He's a junior. Has started 34 straight games. 10 career interceptions.
And there's something you'd like to see too. Head coach out there checking on his player. You see that the jacket Coach Snyder's wearing?
Yes.
It's from the Cotton Bowl last year. There's got to be a story there about why he wants to wear that jacket that he will never share with us. But I have a feeling, Gus, you know what I think it is?
What is it?
I think it's motivation. They lost the Cotton Bowl game to Arkansas. I think he wears that thing just kind of a subliminal message to his guys that we didn't finish the deal the way we wanted to last year. Just a guess. Just a guess. Because he's not going to tell us.
He sure won't.
He's not telling us.
But although we weren't really happy this week, folks, we've told the story before about how normally on the conference call on Wednesday with Coach Snyder, we get 7 minutes. Well, our producer and director had a clock on it this week, and we actually got 9. That's improvement.
Are we making progress?
We're making progress.
I like it, though, because you know one thing when you get with Coach Snyder is no nonsense. You ask your questions, he gives you your answers, and everybody moves on with their day.
Third down and 4 at the 45.
False start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's Avion Collins.
True freshman, right tackle, the first true freshman to start on offense under Gary Patterson as head coach at TCU, so you know he's talented. Now, how much have I been advocating as we look at the number of youngsters who have played? 16 true freshmen, 20 guys have made their first career start this year, so this team is very young with a chance to grow and continue to improve. How many times tonight have I advocated throwing the ball downfield? Well, it's hard to throw it downfield when you're getting penalties and you can't pass protect.
Boykin on 3rd and 9 to the sideline. Caught. Great grab by Josh Boyce. And he got in front of the marker and picks up the first down. So on 3rd and 9, they get 10.
And a good understanding in his route running, Josh Boyce, 82, of what you described. Understanding where the first down marker was. To catch it on forward progress, gets the spot, first down.
TCU in midfield now. 30th straight game with the catch for Josh Boyce. Boykin in trouble. And Boykin taken down It's Latui, Vi Latui and Adam Davis combining.
And go back and high-five the secondary because they helped make this possible. Malone, 24, wrapped up. Milo, 23, covering Dawson. Underneath coverage, knocking him off the route is Evans, 15. Chapman, 3, the National Defensive Player of the Week last week with 3 interceptions, Oklahoma State. And they bought the time for Adam Davis to chase him to Vi Latui for the sack.
Third sack of the evening for Kansas State. Make that the 4th sack, a loss of 5. And Boykin hit as he throws the ball, incomplete pass, and he got drilled. Meshach Williams was in the backfield.
And Tom Hayes' defense, the D coordinator for Kansas State, we don't talk about him much, but he has these guys playing and know what they're doing. They've read the scoreboard. It's 23-0. So play fakes mean nothing to them. In other words, I'm not worried about it. If you hand the ball inside, so be it. But if you don't, I'm coming right to you because you're down 23 points. You need to throw the ball. Tom Hayes, we don't hear his voice. You don't see him get any credit, but he has coordinated a defense that's one of the better ones in the country this year, and they are playing at a super high level for him. 3rd down and 15.
They hand it off to Tucker. And Matthew Tucker gets to the 44-yard line as Thomas Ferguson and Justin Tuggle brings him down, and it looks like TCU thinking about going for it here on 4th and 4 after the 11-yard gain.
I don't think they have a choice with the score being what it is. The key will be whether they go for it now or wait for the quarter break and do it on 4th and 4 going in the opposite direction. It looks like they're going to wait it out.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Kansas State 23, TCU nothing. Fox College Football will be back after these messages from your local Fox station. Welcome back to Fort Worth as we take a look at the scoring by quarters. Kansas State up 10-zip in the first. They tacked on 3 in the second. Scored 10 in the third. TCU ready to punt it away. They elect to not go for it on 4th down and 4. Tyler Lockett, Tremaine Thompson. Back deep, this one into the end zone by Ethan Perry. One thing about Kansas State, Colin Klein and Bill Snyder have a terrific relationship, and in the past, when the coach and the quarterback get along, good things happen.
And I think about coaches who are also play callers in the relationship. Vince Lombardi and Bart Starr, a dynasty. How about Drew Brees and Sean Payton? Often talked about when Payton's the head coach of the Saints, that there's no better play calling combination in the league. And Bill Snyder and Colin Klein. And Colin Klein has bought in so well to Bill Snyder that his nickname around Manhattan, Kansas is Little Bill. That if Bill Snyder says it, Colin Klein will echo it and believe it.
Here's Hubert down the sideline with the running room. And John Hubert delivering a blow at the end of the play as he gets to the 40. And this is before the game. Coach Snyder and his quarterback having a conversation.
You talk to the beat writers that cover Kansas State, and they say if you do a press conference with Bill Snyder and then Colin Klein comes in after, you're essentially going to hear the exact same thing said, because they're so entwined with each other and so in tune in concert. Totally bought in to the Bill Snyder way as Colin Klein.
First down at 10 at the 34. And Hubert looking for running room, and he has it. Olabode with the tackle.
And Gus, over time, I've kind of polled guys who played quarterback for Bill Snyder and just asked a simple question. What makes a Bill Snyder quarterback? And this is what I boiled it down to after their answers. A guy who has attention to detail, a player who has toughness, and a player who has a desire and will to win. You think number 7 epitomizes all of those?
He certainly does. 2nd and 6. Klein drops back to throw it. going for the long ball. Lockett, incomplete. Broken up at the last minute by Kevin White.
One thing you know about a TCU defense is that the effort will never wane. Lockett has a step behind the secondary, and Kevin White catches up, plays the ball, and knocks away what would have been a touchdown to Tyler Lockett.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 is the 38. Empty backfield for Colin Klein. Klein deflected and incomplete. Sam Carter almost had an interception. Great individual effort, and Kansas State will have to punt it away.
Who got their hand on it initially? Was that Mapunga?
I thought it was Carter.
Or was it Carter who got it? Good job nonetheless. TCU continuing to fight, getting off the field on 3rd down.
So Dorr will punt it from the 23. Sky Dawson back deep, and another sensational punt by Dorr. And it's fair caught at the 22, a 40-yard punt. 13-17 to play. Been a tough night for Trevon Boykin. Let's see if he can find a rhythm when we come back. 23-0. Kansas State leading TCU here in the 4th quarter. Gus Johnson, Charles Davis, Julie Alexandria with you. 1st down and 10 for the Horned Frogs at the 23. They hand it off. Catalan around the corner. And Alan Chapman is there. Let's go to Los Angeles for a game break with Aaron Andrews. And thank you, Aaron. 13-12 to go here in the 4th. TCU being shut out. Boykin to the sideline. Picked. Oh! Nigel Malone. He had a touchdown in front of him, and he just couldn't hold on.
And now he's doing the push-ups that are often done as punishment for dropped interceptions in practice. Because he knew he catches it, he's gone. Cam White might have gotten a little bit of a hand in there, the intended receiver, to help force the incompletion. But Nigel Malone would have loved to have taken that. And there you go, the self-punishment that most defensive players go through when they drop an interception in practice around the country.
3rd down and 5 at the 28. Boykin underneath as his receiver. And this is Ladarius Brown. And a 1st down for Ladarius Brown. Nigel Malone, Randall Evans combining on the tackle. TCU, it's been a long time since they've been shut out. 1991, the last time they were shut out. And the last time they were shut out at home was in 1985 to Arkansas. 41-0.
And that's 251 straight games that encompasses coming into this evening.
1st down at the 37. Boykin wants to run. And Boykin taken down at the 42, a 5-yard gain. Randall Evans, Adam Davis. TCU will have a bye next week. And then on the 22nd, they'll be at Texas. And they'll wrap up their season at home against Oklahoma. 2nd down and 5 at the 42. Empty backfield for Boykin. To the sideline, nice throw. This time it's Catalan, the running back. And he's close to a 1st down. Looks like he has it.
Alan Chapman on the coverage, but after getting 3 interceptions a week ago, just getting the tackle on a pass completion isn't good enough for him anymore. Alan Chapman and Nigel Malone, the other corner, came to Kansas State together from City College of San Francisco's junior college transfers. Nigel Malone was an All-American last year, second team. Alan Chapman trying to get to that status this year.
We go to Chapman's side once again. This time it's Josh Boyce, but Alan Chapman, as you mentioned, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week after intercepting 3 passes. Returned one of them for 29 yards and a touchdown. Had 5 tackles, 2 breakups as well.
Take a look at the transfer guys coming in, whether it's transferring from another school, junior college transfers, and look at how it's worked out. Every guy that's named on that list, a prominent player with a key role on the 2012 Kansas State roster.
There's a handoff to Catalan. Catalan spinning at the sideline and steps out of bounds at the 22. A 26-yard gain for BJ.
And that's significant because how often do you get a big play of 20 yards or more against Kansas State? Love the effort of Catalan. Well blocked to begin with, and how about the vision to see the hole to the right? Slips the tackle by Childs, 23, and gets all he can out of the run down the sideline. That's just the third 20-yard run against Kansas State's defense all season long. That's pretty impressive.
And he gains 26, first down and 10 at the 22. Boykin finds his tight end, and that's Griffin Gilbert. He gets out of bounds. Gilbert has been a sure-handed receiver this evening. And this is their first red zone possession tonight.
And according to my stats coming into the game, I didn't have Griffin Gilbert for a catch. Now, I could be wrong. But I feel like tonight's the night he had his first catches of the season. And this is where Trevon Boykin will get tested as a thrower if they elect to throw down here. Inside the red zone, the throwing lanes really get condensed. How accurate are you going to be throwing the ball in this situation?
Here's Boykin. Breaks contained. Boykin sidestepping and goes down to the 12. So a hard 4 yards for the redshirt freshman. Randall Evans bringing him to the turf.
Picks up a first down for TCU, but look at what you have to battle in the red zone. Only 14 touchdowns allowed. They've taken it away 4 times, and 3 turnovers on downs forced. So this is the growth of a young quarterback. Here's another opportunity.
First down and 10 at the 12. And they hand it off to Tucker. Tucker will pick up 2. Ryan Mueller defensively for K-State. I wanted to ask you a question, Charles. The word transfer, for some critics, it has a negative connotation.
Yeah, and it usually involves junior college transfers. But if you go back through the years and you look at Kansas State and the number that they've taken, not just that they're good football players, but look at how many have gotten their degrees and gone on and done exactly what they were supposed to do in college. It's not negative in Manhattan, I can tell you that.
Boykin. And Boykin finally taken down. Great individual effort by Adam Davis to tackle the shifty quarterback in space.
Their ability to run to the football. Arthur Brown forces the play, and he misses, which doesn't happen often. But look at how Kansas State closes and converges. Look at the number of guys in the picture at the end of the play wearing white jerseys. I counted 5 at the end of that play, all converging on the quarterback, trying to make a play downfield.
Third down and 10 at the 12. Arthur Brown in the middle. Boykin. And he'll be tackled for a loss. They call him down at the 19. Meshach Williams again. 6th sack of the night for K-State.
Difficult when the field shrinks. Receivers don't have as many places to go. So if you don't get the ball out of your hands quickly to a quick breaking route, and you allow Kansas State's rush to impose its will, that's the end result. Gary Patterson trying to get something on the board to be positive.
Overcrome comes in to attempt a 35-yarder. And they're finally on the board. So we will not have a shutout tonight. here at Fort Worth. Under 7 minutes to play, 23-3.
He can do it all. And A.J. McCarron quietly was the starting quarterback for the #1 team in the country and playing at a high level. 2 interceptions tonight, his first 2 of the season. Alabama loses. That will really affect his Heisman rating. You notice who's not on there. Braxton Miller from Ohio State. A number of other guys we could talk about.
TCU to send it away. Tyler Lockett, the deep man. And this one out of the end zone. So coming up, Colin Klein with 6:59 remaining will have the football at his own 25. Our score with 6 minutes and 59 seconds remaining. K-State with a 23-3 lead over TCU. The Wildcats, the #2 team in the nation, and they may be on their way to becoming the #1 team in the nation if they can hold on here against TCU, with Alabama losing this afternoon. And let's take a look at our Reese's Perfect Play. Colin Klein, 34 yards.
And that was against a defense that had 8 men close to the line of scrimmage in a position to keep an eye on the #1 playmaker for Kansas State's offense. And with some help from his friends, he found a way to the end zone. 181 of Kansas State's 244 yards before this drive started. Colin Klein had a hand in that and scored both of the team's touchdowns.
Klein handing off to Hubert. Hubert, no gain on the play. Olebold with the tackle. Colin Klein, another interesting stat. He now has 52 career rushing touchdowns. And for a quarterback, that's 4th most behind Eric Crouch, who has 59, Colin Kaepernick, who had 58, and Tim Tebow, who had 57. So there's still a chance for him to lead with the all-time record.
Colin Kaepernick, who I called the Transformer when he was at Nevada. And now, here comes Optimus Klein coming at him from Manhattan, Kansas.
3rd down and 8. And Klein delivers underneath. And they will be short of the 1st down. Tremaine Thompson with the grab in front of Kenny Kane. And here comes the punt team. So Charles, the next 2 games in 5 minutes, maybe the biggest moments in the history of Kansas State football.
And they will be looking at them playing the game. And the hard part is the rest of the fans, because I think Bill Snyder keeps his team pretty well focused. The games are the ones that matter for his kids. But the fans and the administration scoreboard watching and trying to guess what the computers are going to say each and every week, because they'll be locked in a race now with Oregon if they win tonight, and Notre Dame, who is winning so far, at Boston College.
Next week, Kansas State at Baylor. They'll have a bye and then face Texas. This man, though, he continues to coach his guys up. Gary Patterson. Only on Fox.
Did you see that reaction by Howie Long when Can they save their season? He was throwing his hands by his head.
Here's Boykin to throw it, and broken up. Good coverage by Nigel Malone, the All-America.
See, going forward, when I watch this Kansas State team, who do they have next? Because Baylor gets the opportunity?
Yes.
Can you pass protect long enough to push routes deeper against the secondary? Because they sit on your break points in routes where they think you're going to break off routes and jump your routes. You've got to push them deeper to get them away from that confidence that they can just take away everything underneath. Teams who play them, that's an opportunity they've got to check out.
Boykin sailing that one high. If I were a Kansas State fan going into the last 3 weeks of this season, I would be so scared and nervous. I don't even know if I could watch the games.
And so much on the line. They've been there before. They went 11-0 in 1998, had to play the Big 12 championship game against Texas A&M and got beaten double overtime. Otherwise, they're in the national championship game. They're trying to get back for that opportunity again. The good thing is how Coach Schneider has them approach each and every week. If they can stay with that, they've got a terrific opportunity to realize their dreams.
3rd down and 10 at the 34. Boykin throwing on the run across his body has Josh Boyce. And Boyce, nice piece of running, and he gets to the 39 after 27-yard gain. Thomas Ferguson with the tackle.
How about the move in and out of the pocket by the freshman quarterback, Trevon Boykin, to buy the time, and then was able to sling it back inside to Boyce to create a big play.
Boyce limps off the field. 1st down at the Kansas State 39-yard line. Boykin. And incomplete.
And when I talked about that opportunity you would have with Kansas State pushing the ball downfield, you notice I didn't say anything about how successful you would be. It's just you have to find a way to get them off of your underneath coverage because they smother it after a while. If you can't get them backed up on their heels a little bit, if they're just playing the game coming forward, just like a boxer on his toes, advancing and throwing the blows, if you can't get them retreating at all, you have no chance with Kansas State.
2nd down and 10 at the 39. Boykin near side and caught by Josh Boyce. And Josh Boyce is coming off a tremendous game last week against West Virginia. He's the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week after recording 6 catches for a career high 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. Had a 94-yard touchdown as well.
They helped put them into overtime. We had all 3 players of the week in the Big 12 in our game tonight.
3rd down, incomplete. Intended for Josh Boyce.
You mentioned Boyce, he was the offensive player of the week. Alan Chapman, you mentioned him earlier, the cornerback for Kansas State, the defensive player of the week. And Tyler Lockett was the special teams player of the week with a kickoff return for a touchdown.
So TCU looks like they'll go for it on 4th down and 4 at the K-State 33. And some movement on the right side of the offensive line.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And I think that was created by Arthur Brown, the linebacker, who kind of late, all of a sudden rushed towards the line of scrimmage. And I think that Eric Tausch, number 73, saw him, and that put him in retreat.
Penalties, 4 for 25 yards. And look at K-State, only 1 penalty the entire night for 5 yards.
And that's Tavon Brooks, the offensive lineman. I'm sure he'll get a little extra attention for that in film work this week.
Here's Boykin. In trouble, wants to run it. Still on his feet, and whoa, as he dropped at the 32. Wow. Jarrell Childs, we've called his name a bunch this evening. So great coverage yet again by K-State.
Look out, him matched up. Arthur Brown running from inside out, number 4. Randall Evans, 15. Childs, 26 underneath. Milo, 23 deep. Malone, 24. And then look at Childs rally to the football and make the tackle. Jarrell Childs was a running back for 2 years at Kansas State before becoming a linebacker. Had been backing up this season. And then Trey Walker got hurt, and he's moved into the starting lineup.
1st down at the 31 for Kansas State. Here's the option. Klein keeps it and goes down. Kenny Kane on the bottom of the pile along with Sam Carter. Don't forget, coming up after the game, stay tuned for the AT&T Fox College Saturday postgame show. They'll cover all of today's action, including the big upset, Alabama and Texas A&M. Second down and 12. Here's the option again. Klein pitching it to Pease. And Pease will hurdle forward and cross the 35 up to the 37. Gains about 7. And speaking of Alabama, Nick Saban was really honest this week in some of his meetings with the press. He said that the Texas A&M offense really worried them about, considering how many points they can score as Lockett goes down.
It's the second player we've seen with an ankle injury tonight. Ty Zimmerman, their starting safety, and now Tyler Lockett, one of their better receivers and kick returners. To defend their title, and there goes Tyler Lockett, and that's another injury that if you're a Kansas State fan, you're hoping that it's a minor injury, because that's another key player that's limped off tonight. Ty Zimmerman, the starting free safety, did that earlier this evening.
3rd down and 5. Under 2 minutes to play. Colin Klein on 3rd and 5. Picks up the first down. Tremaine Thompson with the grab. And here's the injury to Lockett.
16, he's blocking, doing what they ask you to do. And he ends up getting whiplash a little bit there by Marcus Mallett. Little leg whip coming through. Unintentional, of course. Mallett trying to make a play, but rolls into Tyler Lockett. And right now you think to yourself, if you're a Kansas State fan, Colin Klein? How about that seat on the bench with a baseball cap right now? Rest of the season to go. I don't want to see him out there.
Hands the football up off the Pease. He fumbles, and it's recovered by TCU. Mapunga with the fumble recovery. And with 1:11 to go, TCU will take over inside Kansas State territory.
Watch the middle of the play. Mallett, 54, comes from the left side, and almost a perfect form tackle. Helmet on the football and knocks it free. And Mapunga with hustle wraps up the football and gives TCU another opportunity down the stretch to put points on the board.
2 turnovers tonight for Kansas State after only 4 in 9 games. Boykin in trouble, gets it away. Catalan out of bounds. Minute and 5 remaining. Second down and long. Boykin to throw. Has his man. That's Dawson. Out of bounds. Stops the clock. Sky Dawson gains 19 on the play.
It's a pretty throw, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Off the break, puts it right on his receiver. Well done.
Boykin again. This time he has Carter. Turns it up. Carter close to the end zone. Touchdown TCU.
And what you appreciate, I believe, most on this play is the effort. This is Brandon Carter not playing looking at the scoreboard. This is Brandon Carter playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. All out until the clock's hit 0.
Kansas State gives up their first points off turnovers of the season. Extra point good. 23-10 with 47 seconds left. Now don't forget, folks, next week Fox College Saturday begins with a Pac-12 showdown as either 19th ranked USC. And after the touchdown score, Bill Snyder was not a happy man.
See, he's unhappy because of what broke down and the defense got scored on and the whole deal, because he's seeking that perfection. But you know what else happens here? If people who are voting can't see the game or didn't see the game, you're just seeing a final score. This doesn't resonate the way that Kansas State wants it to resonate. You know, you're going to see a final score now if it still holds this at 23-10, which is no indication of how this game has gone all evening for Kansas State. It looks closer than what it was.
Coach Patterson with the onside kick. Takes a bounce, and the ball recovered by Chris Harper. And furthering your point, let's take a look at how the voting broke down last week in the BCS.
Well, Alabama wins all across the boards. We know that will change this week. Kansas State 3. Now, this is the human poll. All right, this is not the computer aspect. Oh, excuse me, the computer, and the computer's the first row. All right, and see, and that's where Oregon has been stung at 5. Kansas State, that's what gives them the advantage. 3s across the board. The 5 hurt Oregon. And now we're going to find out where the human votes will go with Alabama now getting beat. Do a lot of them go to Kansas State and elevate them? Do people shift them or continue to move them to Oregon? Because remember, the humans, if I'm not mistaken, 2/3 of the final poll.
And that will do it as both teams come onto the field. Kansas State remains undefeated, 10-0 overall, 7-0 in the Big 12. TCU falling to 6-4, 3-4 in conference play as the two gentlemen shake hands after this match. The final score here in Fort Worth, 23-10. K-State keeps it going. Now let's take you to Aaron Andrews in our Fox studio for the AT&T Fox